Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to my channel. If you happen to be new here, my name is Jess. As you guys can tell from the title of today's video, I actually just wanted to sit down and talk to you. If you have not noticed or you do not follow me anywhere else on social media, I have been a bit of a hermit over the last couple of weeks. Coming off of Booktember, wanted to take a little bit of time to myself and then didn't end up taking any time and then ended up having a complete mental breakdown because of work and because of just other stressors in my life, not necessarily relating to BookTube. However, I needed to kind of take a step back from BookTube for a little while because I couldn't take a step back from everything else in my life. You know, I need to work to pay bills. I need to maintain some sort of like presence in the world. And I could kind of step off the internet, but I couldn't really step off of real life. Now, without getting too much into what was exactly happening, that does bring me to today's video. Today's video is just going to be a sit down talk with you guys. I want to cover a few things briefly in this, but the two things that I really want to cover today are BookTube drama, or what we consider drama here on the internet, as well as staying positive in the community and wanting to keep making videos and how to keep being motivated and staying motivated on, you know, YouTube, on BookTube, because I get a lot of questions about that because I do film and upload 3 videos a week normally. And sometimes I'll do 4, sometimes I'll do 5, sometimes I'll do an entire month of videos. And people kind of want to know where my inspiration comes from, how I'm able to do that. And I think a lot of the time, what kind of blocks people from being able to do that is everything that's going on in the community. I feel like it affects us a lot more than we like to talk about. So that is why I wanted to start out this video with that kind of discussion and then move more into how I plan, how I, kind of brainstorm my video ideas, where I get my video ideas from, and how I stay motivated on BookTube. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started with this video. So the first thing that I said I wanted to address was the drama. Now, there's been a lot of drama going around on BookTube for quite a while now, and I think that is normal in any community who is growing, who, there's more members joining every day. We are essentially members of this exclusive club of BookTube, and I feel like that's normal. There are so many different types of people here on our little corner of the internet that it can be, we're going to go through growing pains. There's going to be people who have different opinions than you do. They're going to have different opinions to things that you feel very strongly about. And I think that's where a lot of people start butting heads. One thing I do want to focus on, though, especially with this past week, there was something that happened that kind of, honestly, it was really an uncomfortable video to watch. I'm not really going to go into it because a lot of people have already covered this. I'll link a few videos down below that did cover this topic. But there was a very ignorant person who came on and made some very ignorant comments. And I personally did see the video, so I know what people are talking about. I'm not just saying this to say this. I was one of the few people who did get to see the video before she actually took it down. But that's one thing that I think when it comes to drama on BookTube that we need to focus on, and I'm only going to briefly touch on this, is to actually care and fight for the things that deserve our time. There's a lot of times on the internet where people just disagree with us, or they don't like a book that we like, or they find you have a problematic author that you don't want to support that they enjoy, and that's just all personal opinion. That is all that they can do what they want to do. It shouldn't affect you the way that it does. I understand that it does, but you can feel the way that you feel without feeling the need to lash out, without feeling the need to let it rule your world. It's one thing to be upset and let somebody know that they've upset you and then to move on. It's another thing that we like to do here, where we like to really beat dead horses on things that aren't worth your time. I'm not saying that like reaction videos or discussion videos are dumb. I'm just saying that they need to be had and hashed out, and then we need to move on from them. I'm seeing a lot of things that are just continuously brought up, and it's like, but why let it get to you that much? Like, is it really worth that much of your time? And that is something that coming into this community, I knew right away, because I'd already seen drama before I even joined. And I knew coming into this that I wanted to make sure that for me personally, I was only going to really speak up and talk about things that really mattered to me. But then to also, especially as somebody who suffers from, a lot of mental illnesses, make sure that I'm taking care of myself, make sure that I'm not letting it get to me that much. Because honestly, you occupy only a certain space on BookTube. Your subscribers, your little space is your space. Somebody else, what they're doing should not affect you as much as sometimes we let it. Even me personally, there was a video that went up like 3 weeks ago, somebody really just bashing the community, and I got pretty heated, and I left a pretty heated comment on that video, and the video is not around anymore. But looking back on it, I was upset with myself that I let myself get that upset, because everyone has a fucking opinion, and everybody, when given the voice on the internet, you know, let Twitter be a prime fucking example of this. Anyone who's given an opinion and given a voice to have that opinion is gonna do it, because it's so easy to say something and hide behind a computer screen. So many people, so many times I see people react to something and I go, if somebody was in person with you, you know, for example, the person who was talking about 20-year-olds, I know we were all really upset about this, but the person who's talking about bubbly, you know, beautiful 20-year-olds on BookTube who didn't know what books they were talking about and blah, blah, blah. That video, you know, went up and everyone is really upset about it. I can guarantee you that half the things, or at least the tone with which it was said, would not have happened had it been in person. And that's how I take a lot of drama, because a lot of people think negative things. They just don't say them in person. You know what I mean? Like, so when it comes to drama for me, I try to remind myself that that is just somebody putting their thoughts on the internet, and you get to choose whether or not you listen to it. And I think that it's okay to react, it's normal to react, it's healthy to react, but it is not healthy to dwell on it. And I think that's what's happening a lot in our community, unfortunately. Another thing when it comes to drama on BookTube, or just like the negative space that BookTube has created, I think that you need to surround yourself with better people, with positive people, with people who, if you see somebody who's often making videos reacting to things, or they're making, you know, like Twitter threads, or they're, you know, they're always upset, or they're constantly talking about how they don't like the BookTube community and how they feel about the BookTube community, you then need to decide if you want to kind of involve yourself in what they're involving in, because that's obviously okay too. If you want to fight for these sort of things, that's on you. Like, if that's something you want to do. But if you're the type of person who doesn't want to keep feeling this way and you don't want to keep being in the drama, you need to start surrounding yourself with better people. Now, the friends that I have, that I've, you know, gathered in the BookTube community, they're not involved in drama at all. Like, I am the most involved, and I'm barely even involved. Like, for me to be involved in any kind of drama, it has to be actually worth my time. Like the recent racism that happened on BookTube, that wasn't drama. That was just something that needed to be addressed, but everybody wanted to call it drama. But my friends don't care about that shit. They don't care. They have their own lives, and I'm not saying that you don't have a life if you decide to be involved in that, but you know, they don't have time for that crap. And that's the type of people that when I came into this, I decided I wanted to surround myself with. And if any kind of drama ever pops up, it's because one of us has been seriously like wounded by something that has happened, and we kind of handle it within our friend group, or we try to love and support each other, but that's it. So if you don't want to be a part of the drama anymore, if you're tired of seeing it, start surrounding yourself with people who lift you up, who do support you, who aren't involved in that kind of shit. If you don't want to be involved in it, don't be involved in it. The internet is pick and choose. You get to choose who you follow, you get to choose who you're subscribed to, you get to choose who you interact with, you get to choose who you watch. Like, you can literally at this point mute and block people on both YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, wherever it may be. So if you really want to be, people who say they're tired of the drama need to start culling. Like, they need to start unfollowing people who subscribe to the drama shit. They need to start, you know, getting rid of people in their lives that bring that crap to them if they don't want to see it. I'm so tired of hearing people, I'm so tired of the drama. Then don't buy into it. You're an adult. Don't buy into it if you don't want to buy into it. I fight for human rights. That is the drama that I care about. Other than that, I don't give a crap. Like, honestly, all of the drama is just so, like, so far from me. Like, I don't have time to care that somebody stepped on somebody else's toes, because I'm too busy doing my own thing. Like, which leads me into the second part of this video, which is how to stay motivated on BookTube. The first and best advice I can give you is focus on your own shit. Like, I don't often, like, I will watch other people's videos, but I don't watch it from a perspective of, what kind of inspiration can I draw from their video? I watch other people's videos because I love them and I want to support them and I love the content that they make. I am not a very original booktuber. There are like Caleb from Insane Reader, very, very original. Sasha Alsberg, even though I do not watch her, her content is very original. Emma Books, I don't watch her either, but her content's very original. You know, like, what is his name? Spencer, oh my God, he is so original. There are just so many, Jessie, like there are just so many original booktubers. I'm gonna link every single one of their channels down below, except for Emma and Sasha, because everybody, I feel like at this point, knows who they are. But I am not one of those people. I'm not a very creative person in that way. And for me, when it comes to watching videos, I don't watch them to try to gain some sort of inspiration to make something like that of my videos. I just focus on my own shit. I talk about what I want to talk about. I make videos of books that I care about. You know, sometimes I want to do reviews. Sometimes I don't want to do reviews. Sometimes I like to unbox stuff. Sometimes I don't. You know, everybody has different styles. Like, for example, in my friend group, I'm just going to go over the couple of people that I consider really, really close friends and type of content that they make. My friend Samm mostly talks about adult science fiction and fantasy. I don't know anyone else on that I subscribe to that does that besides Connor Book in it. And he also talks about science fiction and fantasy, primarily adult, but also middle grade. So very different. G from Bookclub, she does a lot of Harry Potter content. She does a lot of unboxings. Not a whole lot of people that I follow are really like that. And then we have Jade. Jade I follow primarily for, she's like when you come home at the end of a long day and things are very comfortable and just like comforting and easing you into like the ending of the day. That's Jade for me. I love watching her vlogs. I love just watching her reviews as well because she reviews primarily for enjoyment. And a lot of other people that I watch do reviews based on, like, you know, what they truly thought of a book. And Jade's just like, I like this book, I didn't like this book. And that is why I really enjoy watching her content. And then there's Bex, who does primarily, you know, like comic book stuff and superhero stuff. And she's like really involved in like readathons. And I'm like living vicariously through her. And then there's Rhiannon, who does a lot of like, you know, discussion videos and such. And I feed off of those because it kind of gives, it's kind of like, she's like my news channel. Like I watch her when I know something important is happening. And once again, I'm going to list all of their channels down below. But we all do different things, and you need to find out what really sits with you, and you need to find out what's important to you and what you want to talk about. I like talking about Stephen King. I like talking about horror books, more so recently horror and thriller. I like talking about YA. I like comics. I like manga. I like anime. I like mental health. My channel is more of a melting pot of me. No one said when you came on here that you needed to do one specific thing. I saw a video recently, I can't remember who it was, but they said the fact that we call it booktube doesn't make any sense because we're not booktube, we're really just still YouTube. So there's no cookie cutter way of doing things. Like when you come on here, you can do whatever you want to do, honestly, like unless it violates community guidelines. No one said you had to do one specific thing. We called it booktube because we talk about books, but I know a lot of people who have booktube channels who talk about other stuff too, who talk about movies. You know what I mean? So no one said you need to do one specific thing. So you need to find something that you truly like to talk about and talk about it. And you're gonna find your tribe. Like it's gonna happen. And you also need to realize that it's okay to grow and change as well. There's been a lot of growth on my channel. I discovered Natalie, Pages and Panels. I'll leave her channel down below. And she talks about comics and manga. And that was something that I kind of read, but didn't really talk about on my channel and wasn't like super invested in. And then from watching her videos and reading her recommendations, I started realizing how much I truly loved it. So I started talking about it on my channel. And it's okay to grow and change. I'm seeing a lot of the older YouTubers, the ones who've been around for a while within our community, and their content is changing. Like, is that Chammy used to be Read Like Wildfire, and now she has a complete, you know, she's kind of like changing her channel a little bit. And that's normal, and that's healthy, and that's how it should be. If you're not changing and growing, staying the same person constantly is impossible. And if you continue to fight against it, it's gonna cause problems. Like, just accept that you like new things and see if your audience is with it. That's another thing that I've gotten from starting BookTube. And I've been around for almost 2 years. And for me, I listen to you guys. Like if there's something that you guys want to see, I make it happen if I'm comfortable making it happen. You know what I mean? And I think that's really important, that people need to listen to their audience. If it's something that they like and they're enjoying it, keep making it. If you also enjoy making it, you know what I mean? If there's something that they want to see and you're like, I can make that happen, and you would be interested in doing it, do it. I feel like BookTube is a community. It's a sphere. It's a big community. And then within that, there are our own little communities. We each have our own subscribers. You know, some of them are subscribed to other people that we're also subscribed to or we're friends with, whatever. But your channel is your community, and you can do with it what you want. And you need to involve people within your community and ask them what they want to see. Like in filming this video, I asked on Twitter, like, what do you guys want to see? And somebody said, you know, sit down, talk about how to stay motivated on BookTube, where I get my ideas from. And, you know, I couldn't not talk about the drama without talking about that. But another thing that I really learned recently, the last thing I'm going to talk about, is working with other booktubers or working with other YouTubers in general, I think that what separates booktube from YouTube, the only disconnect I see from YouTube with our community and with the rest of YouTube is our sense of community. And I don't just mean smaller versus bigger booktuber. I think that all of YouTube, all of booktube for us is a huge community, whether you're small or big. And I think that that is what keeps me going, because working with other booktubers, working with my friends, working with people that I never even met, you know what I mean? Like just people who approach me and they're like, hey, do you want to work on this project with me? I almost always try to say yes, unless I'm like super swamped with work or just not, you know, not my heart's not in the project, whatever it might be. That is how you stay in the community. That is how you continue to grow and change and stay motivated. Working with other people, working with people who are as excited about something as you are, that will build you up as much as you're building them up. That is really important. I can think of a couple of times in the last year that I probably would have quit. When my friend Dan died, I think right about then was when I was like, I can't keep doing this. It was too much for me at the time. I worked I worked 40 fucking hours the week that he died. I didn't even get to go to his funeral. And that week I still put up videos. And I remember thinking, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, you shouldn't be doing this. This isn't going anywhere. Why are you doing it? And so many of my close friends reached out to me, and they were people that I knew from the internet. And working with them and making the friendships that I made, I think is why I continue with BookTube. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I've gotten paid from BookTube. I think I've gotten like $115 so far. I got that like last month. I think I finally hit the threshold for $100. And I had to film an entire fucking month's worth of videos to get it. But it is crazy to think how often I would have quit had it not been for this community. And that's something that's really important to me, and it's something that motivates me and will continue to motivate me. And that is something that if you're lacking motivation, try to get more involved in the community. And I know that can be really hard, especially if you have like social anxieties, but so do I. And I try to find good people to be involved with and good people to work with and, you know, do things with, like whether it be, you know, I have like book clubs that I do with other people, or I have like videos that I do in collaborations with people. I think that that's fun. That's the fun on BookTube. It's my favorite thing to do, is to be involved with other creators, lift up other creators, just the sense of community. And that's what really keeps me motivated, is you guys, is this community that we've built. And I think that a lot of people who get discouraged kind of forget about that it's you and other people that are doing this. And I really want to keep making content because I just love this community and I love you guys just that fucking much, honestly. All right, guys, so I'm going to leave it here. The last thing that I want to cover, the thing that I really want to bring home in closing of this conversation, is to do what you love. Continue to do what you love. Fuck what other people like. Fuck what other people think you should be doing at the bottom line. You know, do the things that you really want to do. Talk about the things that you really want to talk about. And you're going to keep staying motivated. Now, when it comes to finding time and stuff, that's unfortunately just life. Sometimes you can't find time to do everything that you want to do, but, you know, make a little bit of time maybe. But yeah, that's it. That's a discussion video for you. I don't often do these. I hope this was fun, but I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.